Okay, so nowadays everybody wants to move away from Istanbul. And I want to make a small survey and see what you guys think about this. First of all, how many of you would not want to move and go anywhere else other than Turkey, no matter what happens? Okay.
No matter what happens.
And how many of you would want to go somewhere else, but would have rather stayed here if things were as you wished, if there was political stability, if there was economic stability or security or whatever you're looking for? Okay. How many of you would like to go no matter what happens in Turkey, even if there's political stability, even if there is, everything is perfect for you, have full security, would you still want to go and live somewhere else? Okay, awesome. So the first one doesn't want to do anything. The second one wants to run away or feels obligated to move. And the third one wants to explore. This is how I would like to generalize it. I'm from the third group. I really want to go away from places or go to new places because I want to explore. And up until I was 17, I lived in 4 different countries, including Turkey. I'm from Ankara, and we would be in Ankara, and then we would go somewhere else. We would come back to Ankara, we would go somewhere else. And on average, I guess we stayed in the same place for around 2 to 3 years. So it was really nice, just go there, go to someplace new. It was always exploring, meeting new people, seeing new things, and it was just how I like it, or how I'm used to it, I don't know. And then in 2000, we came back to Ankara for the last time. And we stayed in Ankara for 10 whole years. And it was so hard for me, like 10 years at the same place, not moving around. I was so bored. And I said, okay, I have to make a change, and I decided to come over here in 2010. When I first came over here, I'm live on Facebook right now, right? So when I came here in 2010, I was so happy. There was like this big city that I could explore. Everything was so new, everything was so shiny. I was so excited. And I had this other friend who had been here for about a year before me. We didn't have the same perception of the city, because she didn't come here to explore it. She didn't choose. She didn't. Okay. You had a perception that I used. Anyway, so she didn't choose to be here. She was obligated to be here because of her job, and she was constantly missing things. She was missing her husband, she was missing her family, she was missing things, and that's why she wasn't happy over here. Like, we had completely 2 different ideas of Istanbul. And that's when I realized that usually when people are forced for a change, or when people have to run away from something and go to a new place, the one thing that happens to them is they get so stuck to their memories, and they get so stuck to the things that they miss. They miss the simit, they miss the ayran, they miss the neighborhoods of over here. They miss the nice manners of people. And instead of looking at the new people that they can meet, the new food that they can eat, and maybe the new ways of socializing, I don't know, just anything new that they can see, they're just so stuck to the things, how things were before. But when you move around a lot, you realize that even if you're in your hometown, you miss a lot. Like here in Turkey, I have a lot of people I miss. I have a lot of food that I miss. So missing is not a bad thing. Missing is actually a sign of the good things that you've been through your life. It shows that you have nice memories. So instead of focusing on that, you can say, yeah, I had nice times then, but look, there's all these opportunities in front of me now that I'm in a new place. About, I guess, 3 years after I was in Istanbul, I started to get bored of the city. It was not as fun anymore. And I realized that while I was passing the Bosphorus Bridge, I was just checking my phone. And that's when I realized that something was wrong, Because I remember, like, from Ankara, we'd have no sea. The minute we see the tiny bit of sea, we just start to clap and get so happy. And I was so seeing people checking their phones while passing from Bosphorus. I was like, how can't you not look at this site and just look at your phones? But after a while, I realized that I had become like them. And I realized that I had lost my exploring eye. I don't know if this is a correct phrase, but this is exactly what it is. Anyway, I had lost it, and it wasn't as fun anymore, so I realized that I had to make a change. And so, you know, when you want to make a change, you need a lot of things. You need to plan, you need money, you need this, you need that, you need whatever you need depending on what you're going to do. A lot of things happened on the way, and at last I was ready. I had my money, I had my plans, I had everything. I was going to go and apply for a visa, for a new education and everything. And then in July, the coup happened. And right after the coup, most of the countries started to say, we're very sorry, but Turkey is very risky. You guys don't want to explore. You guys want to run away from your country. So kind of, we cannot let you in. It was very sad for me, because just like someone who doesn't want to go to some place new, it's equally sad for someone who wants to make a change, who cannot make a change. And I felt very restricted when I saw this, and Istanbul became even less fun. Istanbul became even less nice for me. Then a couple of days ago, I was passing from Taksim Square. I saw this lady with a backpack on her. Probably it was her first time in Taksim Square because of the way she was looking around. I could really tell that she was very excited to be there. And I said, Selen, try to look at this city from her point of view. Try to see everything around you. The minute I said that, I looked at all the nice things that were around me. The music, the breeze, I don't know, the guys selling chestnut, all the colors over there. And for a second, I figured out that having an exploring eye is not about the place, it's totally about me. And this really relieved me a lot. Thank you very much.